Lesson 12, Unit 1. This is your Tuesday, September 10th core lesson. Same major minor clusters. Measure and estimate lengths and then use addition and subtraction to find the total length. Today we have two standards. Yesterday just one. MD2 and MD4. MD2 is measuring the length of an object twice using two different units of length. So picking between centimeters, inches, meters, feet, and then relating the size of the unit chosen, and then measuring to determine how much longer an object is than the other. So this is the comparison aspect. Today's new and get better component is measuring using inches to hypothesize about the correct tool based on the size of the object being measured. They will build on their knowledge to compare unit size to determine if it takes more inches or feet or yard, inches or yards. So this is building off of yesterday when they needed to figure out what made the most sense. And today they're using that within their measurement. Challenging because they haven't yet gotten to the place where they've measured two lines and compared effectively. It's also changing units to find an answer is very hard as well. So we can compare lengths of objects to determine how much longer, shorter one is than another. So this is the first skill that we're going after today, is to determine which object is larger. Please ignore Laura in the background. She laughs at me. And then skill 2 is when comparing two units, if the unit is smaller, it'll take more of them to cover an object. If the unit is larger units take less time because, and then smaller units take more time because, and that's the same visual anchor that I saw Amanda making the other day about which unit to use and why. Okay, measure precisely, record measurement, explain thinking, find the difference if needed. So today we'll probably see where we're measuring two different things and then finding the difference if it's actually needed. No visual anchor provided again today, except for the game-based introduction of, here's a game. This is a boring game. Read the problem, figure out which unit will take more. Explain why it took more of the unit. So for example, more inches or centimeters, which one will take more and why? It'll take more centimeters and less inches because inches are bigger. If the unit is bigger, it'll take less or more of them. This key point right here really sums up what you're driving towards with your kiddos and really need to make sure that that's landed. Okay. Visual anchor needs to be better than this, and I'll build it out when we get maybe over here to figure out what we should do. All right, so we got a broken ruler, so we're not only going to measure with this ruler in inches, then centimeters, inches, then centimeters, inches, then centimeters, then determine the whole, and then identify which takes more and why. So I actually want to just, instead of modeling the math, want to try and figure out what you can get in front of kids. So we'll do always on one side the same. So let's say that this is 3 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches. This is, what is this inches and centimeters? So this is, it's 5, that's 2. Let's say that this is 7, 5, 5. Centimeter, centimeter, centimeter. My concern is that they will mix up the units on top and bottom and that they'll struggle to add the correct ones. So step 1 is to measure. Step 2, find totals. And this is where you have inches, centimeters, equal, and then checking off as they go with those little check boxes I've modeled before. 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is fake, so 17. That's not where it goes. 7, 17, and then 3, which more, why? And this is the explanation. And so you want kids thinking, why did it take more centimeters than inches when it's the exact same value? And so what you might need to do is, if kids are struggling with getting to that, these are all broken lines. And I think what's really challenging is starting with broken lines for something like this. Flat Stanley is not a broken line, but these are. And so if you need to, providing them with a straight line to be able to access that. So today is about being able to measure a broken line with a ruler and then determine which unit takes more and why. and that comes from the idea of the size of the units. The greater the size of the units, the more it takes.